Welcome to part 2 of this series. If you missed part 1, please click the link now to go back to part 1 and watch that before continuing. Thank you. Next is the 10th graders, and the 10th graders are diverse, and the reason I say that is because there's a huge majority, well, not a majority, that's wrong terminology, a huge portion of them that is really just they want to be left alone, they want to do their own thing, they just made it past 9th grade, and they want to get up to 11th and 12th and be done with it. Then you have the other portion that is bored, or they feel like they're not getting enough attention because they're kind of like a middle child in a family. Picture a family with three sons or three daughters. Usually what happens is the oldest daughter and the youngest daughter, or oldest son and youngest son, usually get the most attention, and the middle child usually kind of just gets left out in some manners. I'm not trying to offend anybody if you are a middle child. I'm a middle child also, so don't worry. But you tend to get left out sometimes. Sometimes, all the focus is on the younger child, or all the focus is on the older child. So basically 10th grade is that instance, is you are the middle child and you feel maybe you aren't getting enough attention, so you have to start drama or feuds or battles with other people, whether it be another 10th grader or maybe a 9th grader. Maybe you're like, oh, you got that ego about yourself, and you're like, you know what? I'm bigger than this guy over here. I'm gonna go pick on him. So that's kind of what happens sometimes. Not everybody. I'm not trying to direct this at anybody, but that's kind of the sense of a 10th grader of what they're at. So 10th graders like to kind of they're 50-50. They're basically split, and the people that do cause that issue and want that attention will do it with others. Maybe sometimes they'll even poke at the 11th graders because they're trying to get a large amount of attention, and then majority they'll poke at the 9th graders. 10th graders, 64,000 to 25,000 subscribers, let's just say. Then 9th graders. 9th graders are like the new kids on the block. They're the new kids in the school. They're just coming up and getting started, and they are trying to figure everything out. Everything's new to them. They haven't experienced this before, so they're trying to just get the grasp on the entire situation. And side note, back when I first started watching videos, 1,000 subscribers was a huge amount of people. Not so much anymore. It's kind of like the value of a dollar. A value of a dollar I'd say 10, 15 years ago was a lot more than what it is now. A dollar's worth a lot less. You can't buy too much with $1 anymore. A few years ago, you could buy a lot, and even more time passed, you could buy a lot more. So it's kind of in that sense of, I don't really want to compare subscriber amounts, but subscriber amounts is kind of I don't want to really say this, but I'm gonna have to. It's kind of like a currency almost. I don't think of my subscribers as a currency, but I think as the general opinion of YouTube is that's like a type of currency. It's like, oh, you have this many subscribers, you're rich. You have a lot of that kind of thing. But in no way do I think any of my subscribers are currency, but I want to kind of give you an understanding of how a lot of people think. So basically, 10,000 subscribers is the new 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers used to be really awesome and cool. Not so much anymore. Now 10,000 subscribers is that marker where it's like, all right, now you're finally coming up. You got your little posse going, you're ready to get started, that kind of thing. That's what 10,000 subscribers is nowadays. So everybody in 9th grade, they're new. They're gonna usually get picked on by the 10th and 11th graders. Occasionally the 11th graders, not so much, but they'll usually, if there is drama, and a lot less 9th graders do this, but occasionally they'll start arguing with each other and cause feuds and cause like controversy and drama within that group. Really, it's not so much in the 9th grade, because 9th graders are just so fresh and new to the whole thing that they're just kind of trying to get their feet in the ground and just trying to go forward into high school as a whole. If they do pick on anybody, it would be 8th grade. Now, for some of you might not have had 8th grade and 7th grade in the same school as you, but I did, where I went to high school. So I had 8th grade in with my 9th through 12th grade school. It was just like, it was one big school, but it was divided into sections. So 8th grade is kind of the 9,000 subscribers to 0 subscribers, or the new and incoming people. Basically, as you can see on the pyramid, is as we're progressing down the pyramid, there's a lot more. It's expanding. It's a pyramid shape, and it will always be a pyramid shape. The reason being is like a virus. This whole YouTube commentating thing, it's like a virus. It's going to spread, and it's going to continuously grow out. But the people that started at the top will always be at the top, and it will always progress down. So it just might change. 12th grade, say in a year, we might have to classify that as college and just move everybody up a notch and whatnot. So keeping that in mind, it's always going to expand and grow downwards and outwards. So when you come into this YouTube commentating thing, or if you're involved in it, just know that it is going to be very hard to break the ranks of the pyramid, kind of, with getting noticed, if that's what you're trying to do in YouTube, or if you're trying to, let's say in school, trying to skip a grade. It's going to be very hard for you to do that. With a lot of hard work and determination, it could happen, but sometimes it might not. So the same thing, you might just have to progress as everybody else is progressing in that bracket. Now, as far as drama goes, this is kind of like the key point of the video that I was going for, is drama in YouTube and in real life should just be ignored. It shouldn't really be kind of like fueled. The more you acknowledge that it's there, the more you're fueling the fire, the more gasoline you're pouring on that forest fire to just make it spark up even more. And it's just gonna eventually lead into a huge just blaze. Best thing that you could do is just simply ignore it. For all those that are watching that are younger YouTube commentators, or maybe you're in the same bracket as me, or maybe you're a little bit older and you're still in the brackets higher up, the best thing to do it is we should just like all ignore drama. If somebody wants to start drama, let them start drama, let them look like a fool of themselves, and just leave it at that, because the worst thing that you could do is acknowledge that it's there. In the essence that I wanted to kind of address this issue too, some people have problems with the way people work their channels and the way they do things. If you have a problem with the way somebody does what they do on their channel, I would just ignore it. Me personally, that's what I do. If I find something about somebody's channel that I don't like, I just ignore it. I leave it at how it is. I make up my mind if I want to be a part of it or if I don't, and if I don't, I simply leave. That is it. I don't sit there and I don't complain, because no amount of complaining is ever going to change somebody's mind once it's made up. If somebody is made up about what they want to do, that's what they're going to do, and nobody can tell them otherwise. That's just the way it works. So if you have an issue with the way somebody's channel works, just leave it at that and leave it alone. And basically that's about it. Coming into this YouTube thing, just know that it's a never-ending cycle of just a pyramid growing downwards and outwards. You basically have to find something unique, as the 12th graders in this diagram do, or you're just going to progress at a steady pace like the rest of everybody else. Now, just like high school, there's a chance for you to skip a grade, or there's a chance for you to fail a grade. So just keep that in mind. So I'd love to know what everybody, if you made it to this far in the video, I applaud you and I thank you. If I know I was rambling kind of, but if you agree with this, feel free to either thumbs it up or thumbs it down. Let me know how I did, and that's how I'll judge it. The more thumbs up or thumbs down I have, the more I'll know where everybody's mind is at. Feel free to comment, leave any opinions that you guys have. I'm not trying to start a flame war. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm not trying to cause drama. That's why I didn't really mention any names besides the top 4. If you have any comments, feel free to leave one. And if you guys want, because I personally would love to see what some of these other YouTubers have in their mind about YouTube, I'd love to see them come watch this video and leave some comments and let me know what they think about it. So if you guys want, my subscribers out there, go spread this video around. I'm going to try and show it to a few of them and see what they think, because I want to see where everybody else's mind's at. Some people might agree, some people might disagree. So I want to know what you guys think. If you want to help me out and spread this to the other commentators out there, let me know. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I did not mean to leave people out, but there's only so much that I can fit into one video. Anyway guys, I will have another gameplay commentary for you guys soon, and until then, I will talk to you later. Peace out.